Good evening. What a pleasure, what an honor to have this time and just share with my beautiful queens um, what the Lord has put in my heart. It's always a privilege, when I have the opportunity to just talk to other beautiful queens, because I believe, there is nothing as great as, women coming together in unison, in one voice, and just doing great and mighty things. And I just believe it's a new season. It's a new season for us women to just come out of the shadows, to just, be who we want to be, and never, limit ourselves, and just know that the sky is the limit. The biggest, blessing in my heart is knowing that I'm able to just impart the little that I have, the little that God has put in me with others. And just, I strive to see other queens just being great and just working in their God-given purposes, and, just working to their destinies. I believe a lot of times, because we come from different backgrounds, and then we have to grow up so quickly, and then we don't even get time to really go through the process of wanting to know who we are, what our purpose is, because what we do is work, we take care of our babies, we look after our homes, we look after our partners, we do all those things. And it's in the midst of everything else that is happening that we find that we are just drowning. You are drowning, and when you find yourself drowning, it's hard for you to even be of purpose to others. It's even hard for you to be of value to others, because you become so draining even towards other people. So I just believe it's very important that once in a while you step back, you take like you introspect, you see, oh, this is how I've been working. Is there anything that I need to change about myself? Because I just believe sometimes we forget who we are. I always believe that unless you understand what your purpose is, until you understand your identity, until you understand what sets your heart on fire, what sets your soul on fire, you become so limited. Your thinking capacity, how you relate with others, what you strive to do, even like your whole purpose, it becomes so stagnant, because there's no fire in your stomach. And I just believe my job is to help somebody out there, to find that fire that has been so dead inside our stomach, to just understand there's so much to life, there's so much they can do. You can never look down on yourself. It doesn't matter. I don't care the kind of background that you come from. I don't care what people have said that you can't and you could do. The most important thing, and the report that I believe is the greatest one about your life, is what God says about you. And it's time of just pushing out and just coming out of the shadows, and just being that intentional woman, being that purposeful woman that God has intended for you to be. It's so easy to wallow in self-pity. It's so easy to wallow in misery and just be like the rest of people. There is such a unique thing about being a marked woman. A marked woman is a person who is awakened in their spirit to who God says they are. And when you're awakened, it's like you become, they start hunger that comes with that. It can never be quenched by anything. It doesn't matter the storms that are taking place around you. It doesn't matter what is happening around you. It's like the Lord, He just give you that final push to push you where you're supposed to be. So it's very important that, every day you pause, just be still. He says, be still. It's only when you're still that you would know your purpose. It's only when you talk less. It's only when you learn to know the voice within the voice, the voice within the voice. That's what my spiritual mother always says. The voice that speaks inside of you. Because when you know who is speaking inside of you, every confusion, every wind of confusion that will take place around you would never confuse you, because you are sure and you know who you are. You are not confused. I always say, I want us to always operate from a place of rest. The most powerful woman is the one who operates from a place of rest. The one who doesn't complain about every single thing. The one who doesn't never a neck. As a phenomenal woman, you are a solution maker. You are a decision maker. You've been given the strength to carry people on your back, your family, your colleagues, your friends, people around you. And the moment you change, you see people that will notice you, and people still will come to you for solutions because they know that you are a woman full of flavor. Your words are full of flavor. Your words, they drip with honey. So it's the most powerful thing. And I don't think you ever desire to live that kind of a place. Why do you want to settle? Why? You settle for wrong people. You settle for wrong jobs. You settle for a lot of things. But it's a season where you introspect and you say, "This is what I want. I know who I am. I know what I deserve." I don't know what you desire, but what I can say is that it doesn't matter how you get to it, whether you roll, whether you crawl. But for me, don't stop. Every little thing that you do is a build up towards your victory. Consistency matters in what you do. Be consistent. It's not about being perfect. You can never be perfect about what you do, but the most important thing is to be consistent in what you do. Listen to yourself talk a lot of times, and I always say I sometimes listen to myself talk, and I'll be like, I shouldn't have said that, because when you are aware of who you are, that there are certain things that you can't say, even to yourself. Even the thoughts that come to your mind, you are like, oh my God, how can I think like that? That's so negative. Because every moment matters, every moment is important. So I just want you to be fabulous. I just want you to know that you are great. I just want you to know that you carry greatness inside of you. It's a journey. But one thing that I've understood about a journey is that it begins with a step. And every step that you take is a build up towards where you're supposed to be. And I just want you to know that you can give up now. We need to go back to the root. What are the things that held you back? Because it's very important. We all come from very different backgrounds. We need to understand what are the things that held you back. What are the things that were a thorn in your life, things that brought hurt to you. Because if we don't deal with the root, those things will keep coming back again in your life. Until you remove the root, the tree will keep growing. Our habits, our attitude are driven by some of the things that we grew up knowing. And it's a time of reassessing yourself and say that I don't want to follow that same pattern. I'm not my mother. I'm not my sister. I'm not my family. I'm not my friends. I'm not going to do the same things that bring bad results. You deserve a better ending, and I believe the ending can always be great as long as you know that you can rewrite your story, because God has given you that authority. You can get that pen and begin rewriting your story the way God has intended it to be. You can't be so hopeless. Are you unhappy with your job? It's your job, not other people's job, to create an environment that will bring you joy. People can do so much for you to bring you out of the desert, to bring you out of the wilderness. But what are you doing? You can't keep expecting people to do stuff for you when you're doing nothing for yourself. So it's very important that you arise from your slumber. It's time that you take your position as a phenomenal woman. A phenomenal woman is fearless. She's very kind at the same time, and she's very gentle. She's very respectful at the same time. So I just want you to be full of impact, to know that 2020 is a year that you're gonna do something that is different from other years. I don't care what your age is. I don't care how many mistakes you have made, but what I know is that there'll always be a shift and a turnaround. If you are a willing vessel, are you a willing vessel? Are you willing to be transformed from the inside out? Sometimes you blame other people, but let's work with you. What is inside of you? And believe you me, the moment that reflection comes to the outside world, people will be amazed. They'll be astounded at the kind of person that you have become. And I'm happy to walk with you in this journey. And it doesn't matter what has been said, what the enemy has said about you, but I believe, greater, better things are coming for you. You just have to believe in yourself. Believe the report that God has said about you. Thank you so much.